Okay, you all return down. It is early morning. Most of the patrons are either, quite frankly, have gone home, or they are passed out drunk and will be of little assistance to you. So you all wander down to the main area of the inn and see one another.
Okay.
So what's the plan?
User left your channel.
So, gather at a table. So I'm gonna walk to Merton's table.
Okay.
I would have, as I came down, I would have asked for some, like, trail rations or something.
You're not going to need it. I'll just say
Okay.
that.
Alright, never mind.
You are not going on a lengthy journey. You'll be alright.
Good to know.
I recall that I can hear them from here.
Yeah, if you want to do that, it's fine.
Sure.
Alright, you all meet at the table. You see the elf being rather standoffish over by the bar. And before she even came down, there was mystically a flask ready for her. In any event, you're all gathered.
So shall we confront this Templar then?
Let's get it over and done with. Get whatever it is over and done with.
Okay, so you all are heading out to the forest. Is everyone agreed?
Sure. Yes.
Yep.
Very well. Let's move on then. Give me one moment.
When will we arrive?
It'll take you probably till about a little past midday.
As a side note, can I assume that my guy already made his respects to the main temple more in the area before he came to the bar?
Yes,
the
that's
first
fine.
time? Okay.
That's fine.
So they are aware of my guy's presence.
They're aware of your existence, yes, but it was a very minor notation.
Yeah. Yeah, Doomsayers aren't exactly cared for.
Do. Okay, so you are all heading into the Reikwald. So here we go.
Yay. Remember, everyone, sunshines and rainbows all around. That's what Sotek promised us.
I do hope that we all remember to sharpen our weapons before we left.
Well, can't really sharpen a hammer, so I'm good.
You'd be surprised.
How do I make my hammer sharper? Someone help.
Also, I'd like to
You'd be
point out that my
surprised.
hammer's kind of concealed under my robes, so you guys probably don't even realize I'm carrying it.
Well, indeed, I suspect the same is true for me.
It's a lot harder to hide a great axe, though.
You
Or
say it
whatever
was a
it is.
great axe.
Great weapon.
Not necessarily.
A large weapon is moderately difficult to hide, I would agree. If it counts as a great weapon.
It's a large cloak. Remember.
If it is a great weapon, it's probably exceedingly big. That being said, I suppose you could hide it somewhere down there. Alright.
Back there.
Welcome, everyone, to the Reikwald Forest. And one thing that'd be good to do right now is fix your health bars. So, those of you that do not have health bars, here is your easy guide to how to fix them. All you have to do is click on your perspective character, and the little gear symbol you'll click on, and then you'll see the red dot where it says bar 3. Make sure that your maximum HP is entered on the right-hand side, and your current HP is entered on the left-hand side. And when you hit save changes, you will have a bar.
Like that.
Correct. So, upon entering the Reikwald, you quickly discovered that it is fairly dark. Even in the brightest of days, it is not easy for light to penetrate this forest. And as such, you may have difficulty finding your target with ease. Not to mention, the Reikwald forest is quite large. So, this is how this section works and how many larger areas will work. Is that you are essentially going to be... I'm actually going to make your sprites just a tad bigger. You're actually going to... Essentially what's going to happen is that you guys are going to enter an area, and I will ask you to pick a direction to go. And sometimes you'll be able to go any direction, sometimes you'll be able to go a couple directions. But at the end of the day, you will all agree on a direction to go, though you may be able to split up depending on the situation in future events, but obviously not this time. And you will all go that direction, and depending on which direction you go, you may find what you're looking for. You may go the completely wrong way. You never know. So, as you enter the edge of the forest, where it is quite dark due to the massive trees covering the span of it, which most of which are not included on this map because they're very high up. This is mostly just underbrush. You have the following possible directions you can go. You may go either north, northeast, northwest, or west. Also east.
Which is the most which is the biggest trail?
The largest trail leads off to the west. Now, this is where you might consider using some of your skills, if you have them. For instance, follow trail would be an excellent skill to have in this part. Or maybe even just running a regular perception check to attempt to narrow down.
I have several skills that may be of use in the forest. Follow trail is one of them.
Well, I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Follow trail too.
Okay, then I'll let you guys.
Okay, one at a time. And the thing about perception is it is not a get out of jail free card. You do have to tell me what you're looking for.
I'm looking for signs of caravans or carts passing through.
Signs of activity. Exactly.
Okay?
So to speak.
So I
Anyone else want to roll a trick?
Well, how exactly does follow trail come into this?
You look along the path for some sort of signifier of something that may cause a trail, and by attempting a follow... So usually perception would be a good place to lead up. That being said, you can look for certain things with the follow trail check, and if you find something and it does leave a trail behind it, you can actually quite easily follow it. So remind me what you were looking for, Mikhail.
I was looking for signs of carts passing through. Like the one that we talked, like the one from the guys we talked to earlier.
We'd need to be on the road for that, surely.
Well, I'm assuming that we were following the path from the gate into the Reikwald.
I'm not so sure about that myself.
Is that a safe assumption, Sotek?
Hold on, I'm typing response to you.
Okay.
You say it's dark also. I do have night eye if that comes into play, but...
That will come in handy in the near future.
As do I.
I don't.
I also have...
That being said, the fog of war in this area has more to do with the various winding paths than it does with direct darkness.
Right.
Would anyone else like to attempt any other checks?
Would any other
I'd
checks
like
be
to
useful?
ready my shield.
Would any other checks be useful? Yes. I'm not going to go into detail about that, though, because that defeats the point of being a GM.
Yeah.
But remember,
what about
perception, for instance, gives you utilization of all 5 of your senses. So if you wanted to try and hear for something, or
That's what I
smell
was just about to
something,
say.
that would be a good roll for perception.
I was just about trying to hear.
Is there much point to more than one of us doing it, though?
Not in that event.
Nat 1.
Which is good.
Oh yeah.
What does Morag hear?
I'm typing that to you right now, because obviously you're the only one that heard it.
Okay, makes sense.
Nice roll, Cold.
Thank you. I wish I had gotten that when I was smithing.
I
Well,
feel
you
the
had-
dwarf rage.
You had 2 more rerolls.
Yeah, but Sotek made me paranoid.
You were too worried about getting shanked on the way back to the inn.
Yep. Or in my sleep.
Yeah, but depending on what time during your sleep, we would have had your fortune points back.
There you go.
Well, Merton will try to find a trail anywhere that isn't carts.
Okay, so you're looking
Paths or
for
anything like that.
anything that has created a path, essentially, worn paths.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Well, I'm going to use follow trail.
That is also acceptable.
Yes, there's a path over there.
You are, let's see, at 99. You are convinced you have indeed found a follow path before realizing that you are merely identifying a path as anything that causes a gap between 2 trees.
Well, that was close.
You
walk
see
into
me
a tree.
take my axe out of the loop from my belt.
In that case, I'm going to start shifting things around my robes, but I'm not noticeably readying any weapons.
Is something the matter, dwarf?
I have a suspicion that something I would love to kill is in the north.
Well then, let's be off.
Okay, now, normally, on this sort of map, you would literally go up, because that would dignify the north. However, in instances like this, you will claim a direction, and I will move you to a different part of the map.
Okay. So, we're heading north?
Yep, so everyone hold on to your butts.
Boom, teleport.
Alright,
Dark.
you all move through the forest as quickly, following the dwarf, who seems hell-bent on getting to something very, very soon. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to do that. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. There we go. Alright, you all move through the forest. And before long, all of you, as the dwarf motions you, as I imagine to slow down, because he hears something, all of you hear the sound of a high-pitched cackling noise. A lot of giggling.
I ready Ebola and my shield because that's never good.
You hear me mumble, "Groby scum."
At this point, I produce a hammer from beneath my robes.
I'm torn. Do I want the longbow or the great weapon?
Thanks to the dwarf leading you in the proper direction, and the fact that you have not yet turned the bend, though you hear the sound very close, you may set up in a battle formation as befits your situation. That being said, should you be ambushed in the future, possibly the near future, you will not have such a luxury.
So where did I hear the sound come from? The cackling?
It sounds like it's coming from just ahead.
So to the east?
Yes. So
Okay.
straight in front of where your character is facing.
Okay.
Okay.
May I use concealment?
Yes, you may.
How might I use this?
Basically, you would tell me, I want to try and hide in a tree, or I want to try and hide in the bush, or I want to lay down and hide, depending on what your goal is. If you wanted to, say, take a sniper position, hiding up a tree may be advantageous.
That was what I was thinking. I will also ready the longbow.
Okay, and taking a concealment check just means that when the fight begins, the enemy has to pass a certain kind of check to even see you.
Okay, so I'm automatically concealed.
No, you still have to roll for it.
Right.
Because how good you are at concealing is dependent upon your roll.
Success?
And can I silently go forward when I do go forward. Even though I am...
Sorry, one second, I had to grab
probably
something. Yes,
No,
Izzy,
probably
you
the
are
worst.
you are very concealed. Even the party, if they were to suddenly turn around and look for you, would have probably a very difficult time finding you.
Recall that I have ready the longbow as well.
Yes, I'm aware.
Excellent. Okay.
I wanted to, when I moved forward, to try and silent move, even though I know I'm probably the worst in the party at that.
Then by all means, dwarf, roll a silent move check.
Nope.
Not a bad fail, though. So, one thing I will often ask you guys for, that you should get used to just announcing, though most of the time I'll check myself anyway, is what we call degrees, which is for every 10 points that you are below or above the number you're going for, which is the number highlighted, you fail or pass by a degree. So in this case, he fails by 2 degrees, because 33 is 20 above, and he went over that, so he fails by 2 degrees. Every degree you pass or fail by is a big deal. So,
Okay.
dwarf, you start to move forward, and literally within the first 4 steps of what you take, you step on a rather thick branch and it snaps audibly, and all the cackling stops.
And this is why I didn't become a ranger.
Well done, dwarf.
You hear from seemingly above.
Axe at 30.
Okay, does anyone else want to try anything?
Not particularly.
Although the cackling has stopped, it doesn't seem that they're whatever it is exactly sure where you're at.
I will silently move forward since the dwarf didn't do so well. That way, when I roll 99, we can start this stuff.
Another brave soul.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, another person. This is actually a good lesson moment. Another one of you move forward, and here's a food for thought. Is it better to try and sneak up on an opponent when you suck at sneaking, or is it better to charge forward and catch them off guard?
Yeah.
Food for
I
thought.
was about to say, can I just charge forward?
Well, too late now.
Eh.
So,
Waiting.
the human moves forward, and as he's doing so, he accidentally kicks a rock that seems to roll forward and it clangs into something. And suddenly, you all hear high-pitched wailing.
At this point, I just charge forward.
Too late now.
Ah, damn it.
Roll initiative. But you will go at the same time because you're aware of their presence. And before you, you see a small squad of goblins. I say that. Let me make them visible.
Are we all rolling initiative? Or...
Yes, everyone roll initiative.
Where is this located on the, is it agility?
Underneath.
If you open up your character sheet, if you scroll down beneath your characteristics, you'll see initiative.
Are
Oh, there
you
we go.
seeing my rolls?
No.
Well,
No, I haven't seen Phil.
yeah, I'm clicking it, and it goes rolling the dice, but nothing appears. So I'll just...
It's probably rolling slowly then.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Be patient. Give it a second.
Wait for,
You
prepare for a bunch
wanted
of
to
rolls.
send this to the you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no.
Just ignore that. Just ignore that.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
No,
This is meet the
that's
turn
great.
order thing. So,
I still haven't got mine yet. Should I just roll
Uh,
a D10?
yeah, that's fine.
So I'm at 38.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and see. The dwarf got a 36. You got a... what'd you get, elf?
42.
42. And Foul, what'd you get?
I have 35 plus 3, so 38.
38. And monsters are going to be pretty straightforward. So instead of them all rolling at different levels, I'm going to roll once for all monsters that have the same agility, and then they all take their turn simultaneously.
Okay.
Because that just makes things a billion times faster.
Alright.
So let me grab my lovely book my bestiary. And let's do
The
your
big
first
book of
fight.
grudges. I mean, other book.
You don't want to see my Book of Grudges.
Yeah.
Many unfortunates have ended up in that book. Alright, so they got that. Oh my god, the dwarf was faster than the goblins. I'm freaking amazed. Alright, do you all see the turn order thing?
Yep.
Okay, great. So, that's the turn order. Merton, you are first, sir. So, let's explain combat. Combat is pretty straightforward. The main thing you need to understand is distance. So, by using your handy-dandy measuring tool, you can always click on top of your guy and measure it to the nearest enemy. Note that for each movement that you have, so each point of movement in your movement characteristic, counts for, I believe, 3 yards. Let me double check that before I say it.
How do we access this movement tool?
It's the ruler on the left. It looks kind of like a weird stair ladder thing.
Oh, that thing, I see it.
Let me double check about movement. Just because we're not using squares, because that shit's annoying to me. And it forces you to move in really awkward directions. Da, 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 da. Chapter 6. Okay. Hold on a second. Sorry. Just have to, combat movement. There we go. Let's see. Movement characteristic. Okay, so your movement characteristic equals 2 yards when moving. So you can move 2 yards per movement characteristic you have. Or if you're charging, you can charge 4 yards per movement characteristic you have. And if you're running, you can run 6 yards per movement characteristic you have.
Okay.
So, let's go through our first fight, which is probably going to be agonizingly slow, but that's okay. So, you're first, good sir. Normally, you have 3 types of actions that exist in a turn. There's a movement action, there's a full action, half actions, and free actions. Okay? Moving counts as a half action. Attacking is a half action. Switching weapons is typically a half action, sometimes even a full action, depending on how much you're switching out. Reloading an arrow into a bow takes a half action, which will notate that on your weapon. However, there are some different kinds of attacks. For instance, Merton, if you wanted to charge the goblin in front of you, maybe to get a 1-up on him and smack him in the face, you can do what's called a charge attack. So what you have to do for a charge attack is measure between yourself and the goblin. If there is at least 4 yards between you and the goblin, which there's not quite, because I believe a yard is, 3 feet?
Yeah.
So you need at least 12 feet to charge. So you might instead try and go after the archer. If you do a charged attack, you get to move. It counts as a full action, so that consumes your entire turn. But you get to move the distance to the enemy, and you get plus 10% weapon skill to hit them. Or you can just move forward and engage the goblin in front of you.
Well, I'm going to throw my bola at the archer.
Alright, you have a bola. Okay. And, yeah, and all of the ranged weapons have their distance notated in yards.
Yeah, it has 8 yards, which is easily within the first range.
Awesome. Then fire away. So, you're using a throwing weapon, so you're going to roll a ballistic skill check, essentially. Or you're going to roll, or you can just click attack next to the bola and it should do it automatically.
Let's see it. Try it now. Okay, that doesn't look like it's working.
Hold on, let me
Just
test it.
try. Isn't that one of the primary characteristics? That's the ones that won't work.
No, I'm trying it from the weapon thing. It's
Oh,
telling me
I see what it's
input
doing.
value.
Okay, so we're not. It's not going to be able to work on that one. So, hold on a second. Let me try something. Okay, so that still works. Did y'all see that roll?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good check for me to know about then. Okay, so just roll a D100 and compare it against your ballistic skill characteristic.
That fails by 0 degrees of failure.
Okay, if you fail even by a single point, you miss. Now, you can attempt to fortune point it, or you can just miss.
I'll fortune point it.
Okay. Alright, still missed. You can try again, or you can stick with that loss.
I'll stick with the loss, and I will ready my sword.
Okay, so you throw the bola, which is a half action, and it goes whisking by the goblin's head, but he's short enough, his stature is small enough that you manage to miss him. And then, thinking of a bit of a no shit to yourself, you ready your weapon. Vivandril, it's your turn.
I will fire at the goblin archer.
Okay, which one?
An arrow. The one... Yes, that one.
Okay. Fire away.
This is a ballistic skill check.
Yep. Oh, a note I should make. If you're going to shoot a bow, or a ranged weapon at all, one thing you might consider doing, and Merton, I'll actually let you do this if you want to take this back. You can do an aimed attack with ranged weapons, which will give you plus 10% to hit. But it
No, I
consumes a
don't want
full action instead of a half action.
I don't want to do that. I want to have a sword.
Okay?
I'll do that, but it says there's a problem with my formula.
Yeah, you just have to roll straight D20. Or D100. I'm trying to get that fixed, and they're working on
Yes,
it, but it's not
sorry.
fixed yet.
So it's roll. So it's roll d100.
Yep.
/ roll D100.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, how did you get it to... Oh, wait, never mind. Ignore that. All right, so that's definitely a hit.
Yep.
All right, so you hit the Goblin Archer at the top. So go ahead and roll a single D10. And this is how much... So this is the damage roll part. For a damage roll, you roll a single D10 and add that to the weapon damage, which for a bow is a 3.
8.
All right, so you do 8 damage to the Goblin.
Plus 3.
Well, no. Oh, okay, he rolled a... gotcha. So you do 11 damage. Hot damn. And another thing we have to do that y'all should get in the practice of, because it's going to make my life a billion
What's
times
the
easier.
range on a longbow, by the way?
30
Pretty
yards?
ridiculous. Yeah, I believe it's 30 yards for short range.
Sure.
Let's see. So, Goblin. Let's see. And goblins do not wear armor. Actually, that's not true. They might wear armor. So another thing that we have in this game that's a bit meticulous, but it's an important part of the game, is that when you hit someone, whenever a hit is scored, it hits you in a certain part of your body. And the way we determine that, and I'm actually going to send you all a copy of this because this is an important thing for y'all to learn. So give me 1 sec.
How much do you need to charge?
You need 12 yards.
12 yards or 12 feet?
12 feet, sorry.
About to say, that's quite the long gas charge.
God damn it, where's that stupid sheet? There we go. Okay, this is a classic character sheet for Warhammer Fantasy RPG 2nd Edition. If you scroll down to the second page, underneath armor, which is on the right, about in the middle of the page, you'll see that it has a human body with various points going to it and a bunch of numbers underneath all the different locations.
Right, so we roll a D100, and depending on the result, it hits that part of the body?
Yes and no. When you roll to hit someone, if you successfully hit them, whatever you rolled, you reverse that, you flip the two numbers, and that's where you hit them. So Izzy rolled a 5, so if we flip 0-5, that becomes a 50. So Izzy shot the goblin in the left arm. Make sense?
Okay.
So, and that's a chart you're going to want to memorize as quickly as humanly possible. So, Izzy fires off a bow from his... Okay, so you fire off from your longbow. It slams into his left arm. And you did 11 damage?
Yeah.
All right.
3 plus 8.
So, as the three of you are moving towards the goblins, you hear a bowstring sing out, and an arrow goes soaring through the air, slams into the goblin's left arm, and he falls awkwardly, and due to his just gangly limbs, as he falls, he just lands completely wrong and snaps his neck against some stump he falls on.
Okay.
One dead goblin.
You're welcome.
So, my turn?
Yep.
So I'm going to run forward, screaming, and engage the goblin in front of me.
Okay. Is this a charge, or is this a normal move?
It has to be a normal move. I don't have enough room to charge.
Okay, so that you will move and then attack.
Yes. Need to select the correct tool. And for this, I just roll...
Roll a weapon skill check. Yep.
I'm going to fortune point that.
Okay.
Nope. Okay.
So we're trying to roll under.
Yep.
Yes, you want to roll equal to or under the number you have.
Yeah. It would be a bit too easy if it was over. Yes.
Yeah. So Mikhail runs forward and swings his hammer, but the goblin manages to avoid it. Morik, it's now your turn. And I'll be teaching you guys about stances in a moment when it's relevant.
I'll be doing the same thing as the goblin in front of me.
Okay, move forward. Swing away.
I hit.
Alright, you hit. Now, melee weapons are a bit more complicated because opponents are able to defend themselves. This goblin has a shield and another weapon, which allows him to attempt a parry check.
Okay.
So he's going to try and turn aside your blow. And the way a parry check works is all you do is you make a weapon skill check. If you roll equal to or below your weapon skill, you have successfully ignored the damage of the hit. And he parries it. He turns your blow aside.
Fun. Okay.
There are ways to negate these sort of things, and we'll get into those in a moment.
Okay.
Now it's the goblin's turn. So, goblins, being the cowardly creatures that they are, prefer to gang up on people as opposed to fighting fair. So I'm going to start with the top goblin, and he's going to... Let's see, how far away is he from you? Just far enough. He's going to charge the dwarf. So he charges, and he hits. Morik, do you have a shield or just a hammer?
I just have my axe.
Alright, so there's nothing you can do about it. So you take the hit, and he hits you in the 52, which is...
Left arm.
Yes. And he does 8 damage. Now, when you take damage, what you do is you look at your character sheet, and the first thing you do is subtract your toughness from that damage. So 8 minus whatever your toughness bonus is.
4?
Yep,
4.
so it's negated down to 4 damage. Then you go to your armor points, and you check the location you were wounded in, so your left arm, and for every point of armor you have, you reduce it further.
Okay, so I only reduce it 1. Okay.
Yeah, so in total, you took 8 damage, but you actually only take 3 wounds.
Only.
Yes, only. Trust me, it'll get way worse.
Ouch.
Alright, so the dwarf loses 3 health, and we're on to the next goblin he's fighting. Now, Morik is surrounded because he's outnumbered. For every guy you have surrounding an enemy, you can get plus 10% to hit, up to plus 20%. So because he has that 1 extra goblin helping him, he's going to get plus 10% to hit the dwarf. And he misses. Next is the goblin fighting Mikhail. This goblin's going to try and be a little bit more clever with his spear, and he's going to do what we call an aimed attack. So an aimed attack will take his full action, but it gives him plus 10% to hit. And he misses horrendously. And finally, the archer is going to... First, the archer is going to attempt a perception check to find out where the hell that bow shot came from. He has no idea. Then he's going to ready his bow and fire across at the one unengaged target. And misses horribly. And because he performed a check, that counts as a half action, so he's not able to reload this turn. And that's it for the goblins. Merton, it is your turn.
Alright, I will move up.
Okay, so the goblins will lose their surround bonus. There you go.
And then I will attack.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely a miss. So you come in swinging, but the goblin nimbly steps aside. Now, you moved and attacked, so that's it for your turn. Vivandril, it is your turn.
I will attempt to fire at the goblin archer.
Okay, so first you got to reload, which is going to cost you a half action. Because at
Was
least
I not
until...
able to do that previously?
No, because you aimed and fired.
I fired. I did not aim and fire. It was not an aimed attack, rather.
I thought you said you aimed.
No, Sotek said that.
I will allow it this time then. Okay, so you reloaded last turn, so now you may fire and then reload, or you may aim and fire.
This time I will aim and fire because I'm further away.
Okay. You're still easily within half range, though.
Yes. So, it's D too low. It's D100.
Yep. Always D100.
I'm good.
Okay, what's your blast skill?
42.
Nice. All right, so you hit. Roll a D6 or D10.
A 5. So that's
Okay.
left arm again.
No, that's the right arm because it's a 33. So you
right, yeah.
strike him in the right arm,
8
and
damage.
the arrow slams into him, and he's bleeding pretty profusely from his mangled arm, but he's still alive.
So my turn.
Yep.
I'm going to aim. You can aim and attack at the goblin in front of me.
I would recommend doing something different. So just do a regular attack, and I will tell you.
All right.
No cigar. Would you like to fortune point that?
No, because I have a feeling there's more to come.
Okay, so what you can do is with your remaining half action, you can take what we call a combat stance. There are many different kinds of stances and many different kinds of attacks. These are slightly more advanced maneuvers, but this is a good thing to have. So, probably the most popular stance by a long shot is the parry stance, which allows you to perform a parry even if you do not have a shield.
Okay, so I will assume the parry stance.
Okay, and that costs a half action.
Okay. So,
Other stances, just so you guys know about it, are the defensive stance, which is a full action, and you're not allowed to attack. Or, no, excuse me, the defensive stance is a half action, but you're not allowed to attack if you use it. And the defensive stance makes you minus 20% to hit. There are also other full actions, including the all-out attack, which is a full action, but it gives you plus 20% to hit someone. So there are multiple ways to try and engage your enemy. Morek, it is your turn.
So I can attack and do parry stance, right?
Yes, you may do a normal attack and then take the parry stance.
Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. I hit.
Alright, so he's going to attempt to parry it. Jacob, you're going to need to put in some headphones because you're going to have bad echo come through. And I'm recording
I'm
this.
using the push to speak.
Okay, just want to make sure. Alright, so, he does parry it. That goblin is really on point with his parries.
Yeah.
Alright, it is now the and you want to take a parry stance?
Yeah.
Alright, it is now the goblin's turn. The one that was just charged in the back is going to turn to face this new threat from behind and attempt to shank Merton. He misses horrendously. The one fighting the dwarf is going to attempt to stab the dwarf. He misses horrendously. The one fighting Mikhail hits. Mikhail, you may attempt a parry check.
Okay.
Because he has a spear, spears have a quality called fast, which gives you a minus 10% penalty to parry.
Nope.
Alright, so you take damage.
Okay.
He does 9 damage, and he hit your right arm.
Okay. Oh, I have no armor, so...
Okay, so just subtract your toughness from
6.
the wound.
So my toughness bonus is 3, so I take 6.
That is correct. So yeah, you can just click on your character and type -6 in that thing. No, not 13 minus 6. Just 13, and then just -6. If you try and tell it to do math, it'll do weird shit.
Oh, right.
There you go. Alright, and then the archer is going to attempt once more to find out where these arrows are coming from. Fail. And then he will give up and shoot at Merton instead. Because Merton is in close combat, he's extremely hard to hit. Therefore, the goblin is suffering at a minus 20% penalty. Actually, he's going to reload, because he didn't reload last time. But that rule still stands, so keep that in mind.
User left your channel.
Alright, Merton, it is your turn.
Alright, I will attack and hopefully hit this time.
Okay, would you like to try a special attack? Because seeing as you have a shield, you do not require to... wait, do you have a shield?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about taking the parry stance. You will always be assumed to take the parry stance because you have a shield.
I'll take
So that's
an aimed attack.
that's a free action for you. Okay, aimed attack against the goblin in front of you. Swing away. Ooh, good hit. The goblin's gonna try and parry you aside, and he fails horribly. Please roll damage, which is a single D10. A 4 plus what's your strength?
3, and then I have strike mighty blow, so it's 4.
Very nice. Okay, so you do 8 damage total to his 51, which is his no, that's his left arm again. Man, y'all are just going after the arms on these goblins.
Yeah.
So you did 8 damage. Okay, you come in swinging and you manage to clip his arm, and he's bleeding pretty profusely, but he's still standing. The Vendrill, it is your turn.
Is the goblin disabled in any way?
No.
Due to the damage suffered. Fair enough. I will attempt to fire at the same goblin again.
Okay. So you have to reload because you didn't aim to attack last time, so
I
you
did.
can only do a regular attack.
Indeed. No.
Okay, would you like to fortune point or just leave it?
I would actually.
Okay.
Nope.
Almost. Also, being a ranged character, be sure to keep track of how many arrows you fired. So far you fired 3, so be sure you're keeping track of that. You will have a chance to recover them at the end of the battle.
Where shall I keep track of it?
If you go to your character sheet and scroll down to range weapons for longbow, you'll see you have ammo.
Yes.
Just keep subtracting it from there. You might make a note on a piece of paper how many you use in the combat, and then subtract the overall number at the end. That way you're not constantly having to do that.
Sure.
So, my turn?
Yes, your turn.
So what does all-out attack do again?
An all-out attack gives you plus 20% chance to hit, but you're completely exposed.
Okay. And then, so there's standard, swift, charge, which I can't do, guarded, and all-out, right?
Yes. A guarded attack is minus 10% weapon skill, but it also makes the enemy have a minus 10% chance to hit you back.
Okay. So what is completely least...
Actually, wait. Sorry. A guarded attack is you have minus 10% chance to hit them, but you get a plus 10% chance to parry or dodge.
So what does leaving me completely exposed mean? So I can't
That means
parry?
that means you can't parry,
Okay.
which you normally can't anyway, so you need to take a parry stance if you want to do that.
Yeah. So there's no real downside of all-out attack if I don't mean to parry anyways.
Yeah. The last thing you can try and do is a feint, which a feint is you take a weapon skill check against your enemy, and if you pass, they may not parry. Or dodge, which goblins can't dodge anyway, but...
I'm gonna try an all-out attack.
Brave, alright. Would you like to reroll it or keep it?
Sure, a reroll.
Okay. Awesome, you hit. And he does not parry. Roll damage.
Okay. So 9.
Okay, 9. Alright, you bring your hammer swinging around and strike him in the 40. That's the arm again. You slam your hammer into his left.
4. Oh yeah, 40, yeah.
But you have to switch it.
Okay.
Don't question God, son. So, you slam your hammer into his left arm, and he goes down crying for a bit, but manages to get himself back up and continues the fight.
Okay.
Morek, you're up.
Same thing as before.
Okay, do you want to attack the goblin in front of you, or perhaps do you want to attack the already wounded one?
I will attack the already wounded one.
Have you been
Alright.
caring and paying attention to Grudgeborn Fury?
Oh yeah, you get a plus 5% weapon skill to hit gobos.
Yeah, I haven't missed yet.
Okay.
They just keep parrying the damn things.
Very true. Maybe a feint would be a good idea. Unless you want to parry yourself, obviously.
That is a no.
Yep, that's a miss. Would you like to re-roll it?
I will reroll it.
Okay. I don't think anyone's had a very good reroll yet.
Nope.
I did.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so the dwarf misses, so it's now the goblin's turn. Goblin against Meriton. Miss. Goblin against the dwarf. Miss. Goblin against the priest. Miss. Goblin archer is going to reload, which he already did, actually. He's going to aim and shoot at Meriton. Miss horrendously. Alright, Meriton, you're up. You'll notice this is kind of a theme of Warhammer Fantasy RPG, is everybody's missing everybody for minutes. Which I like to think in my mind is people are just awesomely like parrying and dodging aside, as opposed to people just flailing wildly and not hitting anything.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna feint at the goblin I attacked last time.
Okay, so you roll a weapon skill check, and I will compare it against his weapon skill check. Alright, you beat him considerably. So roll to hit. What's your weapon skill?
43.
That's a miss, unless you want to use a fortune point. Okay.
Wow.
Still a miss. So you successfully feinted him, but then were not able to connect the blow. He unfortunately went flailing to the ground on the feint. All right, Vivandril, and be sure you keep track of how many fortune points you've used.
Yeah.
Vivandril, you're up next.
I fired normally last time, so I would need to reload this time.
That is correct.
Which means I can fire again normally.
Yep.
I will do so at the Goblin Archer,
Okay.
because this fucker's going to die if I have anything to do with it. No.
All right, the arrow goes soaring past him. But he is still completely oblivious where the hell these arrows are coming from.
He's given up trying to find out. I know.
Yeah, he kind of has. Mikhail, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna normal attack.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Can I make 2 attacks since it's a half action?
No,
Okay.
no.
So in that case, I'm going to assume a parrying stance.
Okay, the only way to make multiple attacks is A, you have to have multiple attacks on your profile,
Okay.
and B, that's a swift attack.
Okay.
Morek, you're up.
The side note, could I possibly like pull my dagger out of my boot and start using that?
As in dual wielding?
Yeah.
You could.
Probably be a bad idea.
That would take a half action at this point, though, because
Yeah.
you do have to reach down to your boot to get it.
Yeah. I figured.
But something to keep in mind for the future. Morek, you're up.
I just rolled. I missed.
Very well. Gobos against Morek. Miss Merton. Ooh, still a miss, but not by much. Mikhail, miss, and the archer is going to reload, and that's all he's going to do. Merton, you're up.
Let's try this again.
Feint? Or are you
Yeah.
going to swing?
Feint and then swing.
Okay. Yeah, you beat him. So he cannot parry. You
Damn
miss.
You should just swing for it, dude.
Vivandrel.
Send
Reload and fire. Okay,
Yep.
fire away.
Hit him.
Oh, you hit. Roll damage. 22.
That looks like 10 to me.
All right, an arrow goes soaring out and strikes him in his other arm, and having a weird sort of like pincushion effect, he falls to the ground and finishes bleeding out all over the place.
He ought to be dead by now, yes.
All right, Mikhail, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Parry.
Morik.
Actually, I'm gonna reach down into my boot and grab my dagger.
Okay, so no parry stance.
Yep.
Okay, Morik, you're up.
Hit.
Oh. He doesn't parry. And this is the wounded goblin, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Ignore that ping.
So 8 damage.
Okay, you do 8 damage, so as the fighting continues... See, and you got 13... Ooh. So as the fighting continues, the wounded goblin keeps reaching for Meriton, and as he's finally about to pin the Umi down, you come swinging around with your hammer and crack it into the back of his skull, and he goes
Axe.
down as a bloody pulp. Axe, whatever, shut the hell up. I'm God, I can do what I want. I can change the properties of any item. I will change your gender in a second. Don't tip me. Alright, in any event, this axe goes thudding into the goblin's head, and it goes down with a with its head split pretty evenly down the center.
You're welcome.
Meriton, you're up, and you can now move in to close in on the final goblin there.
Alright, I will move in.
Okay, and you get a plus 10% chance to hit because you have surround. Oh, nice! You hit him. And he does not parry. Roll damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Kill the bugger. Kill him.
I did 9 last time and it didn't kill him, so I doubt this will.
Alright. Oh, you hit him in the body. Alright, so you run forward and you have what, a sword?
Yeah.
Okay, you run forward and you slash with your sword across his chest, and although the goblin is wounded, his armor does absorb a little bit of the blow, and he's still alive and kicking. Alright, next, Vivandril.
At this point, I will leave cover,
Okay, so you're gonna hop down.
and I will ready my great weapon.
Okay, that'll be a full action.
Yes.
Alright, Mikhail, you're up.
So do I swing to a hit with both my weapons?
Give me 1 second. Dual wielding is something I have not seen in a very long time. Most people don't bother. Let's see here.
Well, I got this dagger, I might as well use it.
2-weapon fighting. Let's see. The character must use one of the following: the primary hand, secondary hand. If you attack from your secondary hand, which is your non-dominant hand, you're at a minus 20% chance to hit.
Okay.
But, so long as you're wielding a dagger in your offhand, you may make parry checks for free.
Okay.
So it is worth doing.
Okay, so I don't need to assume a parry stance?
No.
Okay,
It is,
so I'm gonna do
you
an
now
all-out.
get that for free.
I'm gonna need to do an all-out attack?
If you all-out attack, you're not allowed to parry. That's
okay.
why it's an all-out.
Fair enough.
You may aimed attack
Yeah. I'll
for
do
plus
that.
10%.
Ah.
You hit. He does not parry. Roll damage.
4.
So, okay. So you run up to engage this pretty damn crippled goblin who looks like he's trying as hard as he can not to bleed out. And you've managed to trick him with your shiny dagger that his eyes are drawn to before slamming your hammer into his head, into his forehead. And yet he gets back up.
Oh, God.
But he looks really bad.
As if they were pretty before.
Like, you're not entirely sure that he's actually still alive, or if these are just kind of body twitches that look like he's still fighting. Morik, you're up.
Just side note, how much wounds do these things have?
Oh, I just realized the goblins got taken off. I was wondering why they haven't had enough, why they haven't turned yet. Okay, so I'm actually going to do the goblins' turn now, because I should have done that last turn. Alright, so the goblins, realizing that things are going pretty badly, are going to try and run for it.
I was going to say, the goblins are after Morik, though, so they shouldn't have gone yet.
Yes, but I didn't do them last turn, hence why I just said that.
Oh. I thought you did, though.
No, I
thought
didn't.
You did too.
Yeah.
Quit questioning God. Stop it. Alright, so the goblins are going to split and run for it. Whenever an enemy you guys try to flee from close combat, every single person engaged with that model gets to immediately make a free attack.
Okay.
So, we'll start with Mikhail. Alright, you hit him. He does not parry it aside. Roll damage. Alright, so as he turns his back to you, you slam your hammer into his whatever. You slam your hammer into his back, and he goes down and finally is so bruised and pulped to death that he just sort of bleeds out and stops twitching. And the final goblin, Morik.
Nope.
Morik, you go in for the swing, and as you do, you somehow manage to, like, jar your arm weirdly enough that your hammer goes flying about 5 feet to your left.
Oh, God.
Roger, dwarf, that was close.
Meriton, you're up. Alright, you hit him. Roll damage.
Does he not get a parry?
Oh, I forgot about parry. Ah, well, okay, the goblin parries it. And the goblin goes scuttling off into the woods. Maybe to find allies.
They always come back with more.
The
Alright.
Goblins, not Tuscans.
But play Final Fantasy music. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, good job. So I will destroy the turn order thing now.
I will go pick up my axe.
Yes, I keep calling it a hammer. Sorry. That'll take me a little bit to remember. Alright, y'all have successfully won your first encounter.
So, as a side note, can I use my heal skill now?
Yes, you may. The heal skill may be used once. I believe it's once per battle, though let me double check it.
Okay.
May I recover my arrows in some fashion?
Yes. To recover arrows, all you do is you roll a d10 for every arrow you used. And then, let's see, where is it? 1 second. We actually have rules about this. Let's see. Altitude. That's not what I want. Making an attack. Equipment. Armor. I want errors. Where are errors?
I fired 5 arrows. I have rolled for all of them.
Which, by the way, in case y'all were wondering, a combat turn is 10 seconds. Just FYI. Okay, if you rolled 5 or below, 4 or below, with 0 being the lowest. 4, actually we'll make, no, because a 1 would be the lowest. So, okay, 0 is a 10. So, for 5 and below, you recovered an arrow successfully. If it's higher than a 5, then the arrow was destroyed or lost.
I recover 3 arrows.
Okay.
Precisely
So-
the number that actually did damage.
So, I do my heal check.
Yes, let me pull that up. I'm a little rusty as well.
I'm probably going to do it on myself since I do believe I'm the most injured.
Let's see. Okay, you are allowed to perform a heal check. Let's see. Next day, once day. Okay, you may do a heal check once per or after each encounter, which is a fight.
Okay. So
Per character. So you can do one on each character if you want to.
I will address Merton. Merton got injured.
And do no, Merton's fine. The dwarf got injured. Look at their health
I'll walk
bars.
over to the dwarf and ask if he would like me to look at his arm. Or whatever it is that got hit.
Sure.
Also, if anyone bought healing poultices, please note healing poultices do not work unless you give them to someone who has a heal skill.
I failed that.
Let's see. Healing draughts, on the other hand, always work. Alright, so you fail that, so you tend to the dwarf's wounds and you bind him, but he's not really feeling any better.
Yeah. So
It was a moderately sloppy job.
Yeah.
You tend to your wounds fairly well, but you're still not feeling super great.
Yeah.
Is there
All
any way
right.
that we can examine the goblin arrows?
Yes, you can. They're hilariously shitty quality.
Yes.
Assuming all their stuff's hilariously shitty.
I don't intend to use them.
Yes,
Myself.
if you would like to raid the corpses of the dead in order to find some forms of loot, you would perform what we call a search check.
At this point, I'm going to turn to the elf and ask if and say, "Elf, do you still have that arrow you took from the wagon?"
No, I do not. But I recall it was not a very impressive thing.
Merton will collect his bola and search the corpses.
I will also perform a search check. I do not succeed.
Nope.
Everyone fails horribly. You find nothing.
Dwarf, it's up to you.
Mr. I threw the bola. Roll a d10.
All seconds searching.
4.
Okay, you found it.
Does Morik have to do a search check for his axe?
No, he finds the axe fairly easily. He didn't throw it very far, and it's not like there was a lot going on when he threw it.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all have successfully defeated your first encounter, but you still have not found what you came here for.
So this case, do we? I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if I can hear or notice anything that would tend to like the ambush that we were looking for. Basically, I'm looking for worn trails.
Okay, okay, let me do something really quick.
Okay.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves about what you want to do. Real quick while I take care of this.
In character or?
Yes, in character.
Okay.
Mort cuts off the goblin's ear. That is good.
Okay, so Morik, do you want one ear from each goblin or both ears?
1 ear from each.
Alright, you have gotten 4 ears.
Thank you.
How does the shadowing skill work?
Shadowing is basically you follow someone. It's very good. Like if you wanted to track the goblin, although like you would immediately roll that check right now to go after him, and you could follow him.
Will, does everyone want to go after the goblin?
Yes.
I have no interest in it returning with more. Yes.
Dwarf?
Lead on.
Not in my city. Of course you want to go after it.
You have no idea. Like you walk into the underbrush and you're no, just no.
Damn things so tiny they don't leave footprints.
Or perhaps they do.
All right, it's time to wander again. Where will y'all go this time?
I'm gonna take a perception check in case, so I see if I hear anything.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Everybody
hear the
be on your
dwarf.
guard.
You hear the dwarf breathing loudly. Next one.
I will take a follow trail check, and we're looking for human footprints.
Okay.
How does this work?
You roll a follow trail check.
Which is not a skill I see listed.
In that case, just roll a D100 and compare it against your... Let's see, follow trail.
Probably a failure.
Yeah.
Wait, why is it not? Outdoor survival.
Merton, what'd you roll against?
Martin, what'd you get?
Oh, there it is. It's an
What?
intelligence check.
Oh, it's an intelligence check. So
Yes.
Did I re-roll that? Oh,
No, that still counts.
okay.
That being said, if you ever try and if you ever have a skill where you realize you don't have it on your skill sheet, So, like, you don't see it, which follow trail I do not believe is on here.
It's advanced, yes.
So you'll want to add that to your advanced skills. So if you go down the bottom, you'll see advanced skills, click add, right follow trail, and you'll want to note that it's an intelligence check. That way you don't have to rely on me to look that up.
I will do a perception check and see if I can hear anything that others missed.
Okay. And remember, there are more senses than just hearing. You fail. You hear... You're too distracted by the elf looking completely not at all haggard, despite the fact you all just went through a fight.
Merton will worriedly look around the woods and see if he can notice anything creeping up on us.
Take a perception check. You don't.
Well, where to? We can't stand here all day.
Well, I mean, you could.
Pick a direction. We'll go that way.
To the south, then?
You're going to the south.
Yep.
Sotek, I have a question.
I probably have an answer.
Can I still use follow trail?
Say again?
So I used perception to look around. Can I still use follow trail?
Yep, those are two completely separate skills.
In that case, I'll throw a perception.
Ah.
Also, there is no rule against you throwing the same skill multiple times if you're really desperate for something, but for every time you take it, each failure gives you a minus 10% penalty to each following time you take it.
So I'm gonna try and look for something.
That being said, if you try and do some stuff and then take the check again a few minutes later, you'll be reset.
Okay,
So for instance, this is just a piece of advice. This is your freebie from the GM. If you looked around, we're like, I wonder if there's some supplies we could potentially gather from the forest. So maybe like hunting for some an animal, or maybe looking to gather some herbs of some sort that could help with our eating situation back at the end. Now would be a good time to do that.
I'm going to do a search check for medicinal herbs.
Medicinal. Okay, since it's that specific, you'll need a search check. You won't need a search check for shit like that normally.
I said,
Wow, nice. Okay, you find the following. Give me one sec. Anyone else think about what you want to do?
Merton will look around for supplies or anything that they've left here and try to figure out why they were here cackling.
Okay. After searching around for a moment, it does not take you long to find the corpse of a bunny that looks like it had a very, very unfortunate and painful death.
So, what did I find?
You found a couple of herbs that you recognize that if you spent a little time with them, you could probably make a pretty successful group of about 3 healing poultices.
Okay, so do I just put them down as medicinal herbs?
Yes, and put that you have 3, or enough to make 3 poultices.
Can we drop equipment at any point?
And what a healing poultice does, Val, is that if someone is heavily injured and you use a healing poultice in conjunction with your heal skill, you will heal them as if they were lightly wounded instead.
Okay. So how much would this weigh?
What?
Encumbrance?
0.
Okay.
Can we drop equipment at any point?
Yeah, you can just throw it on the fucking ground if you want.
Just checking. I don't need to do that at this point.
Yeah, there's no... This is like Skyrim. You can just fucking drop shit. Alright, so y'all are going to... Remember, south is not necessarily down. So you want to head south.
Yes, we failed all of our checks, so we'll go
Well,
south.
since we head north, we might as well go back to the main
So,
trail.
since y'all have decided to go south, quote-unquote, someone take a navigation check. Let's see if y'all know what direction south is.
Which do we roll up against? Navigation checks.
Navigation is... So y'all are about to learn how miserable traveling can be.
Outdoor survival.
Nope. That's like finding edible things and hunting and stuff like that, or making fires, and that's like actual survival skills. Navigation is literally the skill navigation, which is intelligence based.
Who has the highest intelligence?
Well, I'm gonna...
Not a question you're legally allowed to ask.
Bugger.
I made it.
Yes. By the way, if you ever roll a check for a skill you do not have, Not only do you have to roll the check against, for instance, your intelligence for navigation, but you have to, whatever you need to pass, so your intelligence characteristic is cut in half since you don't have that skill. That being said, Foul still passed.
Yeah.
Foul, you know that south is this way.
So I start heading that way.
Okay.
Follow.
Now let me
Wait, what?
plunge
That
all
way
into
is
darkness
south?
again.
Yep.
Yep. Don't think too hard about it.
Well, no, I'm assuming I would have rolled a 99 if I tried to figure it out.
Okay, so y'all wander through the woods for a bit, and you come to a bit of a clearing. Well, not a clearing, but you come to a bit of a dead end.
Well, this is south. Any other suggestions?
1 second.
This is the part where something happens to us.
Perception check.
Hold on. Calm your tits.
User joined your channel.
Let's see.
Jacob, we survived our first combat.
Woo! With goblins.
Yep.
I killed 2. I win.
I killed 1, and the 2 guys who like ganged up on a single goblin didn't kill it. Izzy sniped them, and I killed one one-on-one.
Well, I mean, I sort of missed twice, and then I killed one with 1 shot, and then I shot the other in both arms. Which was...
It took 1
Which
shot to
makes
kill
up
the
for
first
missing.
one. Took 4
Shush!
to kill the second.
Shush!
Everyone be on your guard. I think there is something coming after us.
There's always something coming after us.
If you want to roll a perception, now's the time.
Yep.
Yep.
If a character randomly shouts out a warning, there's probably a reason they're doing so.
I succeed.
I succeed.
I'm about
Okay.
to roll.
I don't.
Let's see. So,
I don't.
okay, so I will do this then. Love typing.
Shush. Everyone
Everyone
Joined
behind
your
us.
channel.
Meriton and Mikhail, you get to make a surprise attack against the enemies coming at you because they don't realize you've seen them yet.
Okay, I'm going to charge them. And I still have both my things ready. Right?
Well, yes, because you're aware of they're coming.
Yeah.
Both Izzy and the dwarf, or Vivandril and Morik, you are not aware. You know something's coming, so you can be on guard, but you get to roll initiative at the same time these creatures do.
Okay, so I'm gonna charge attack.
Wolves.
Big ones.
Oh, wonderful. Those wolves.
So I run forward.
All right, Mikhail engages the first wolf. Swing. This will count as a charge.
Yeah, okay, so charge attack. I can't also aim this, can I?
No, a charge attack is full action.
Nope.
Haha, no.
But I do
Meriton.
have my dagger out, so I am parried. Parrying stance.
Is the green one different from the other ones?
No, he's the same.
Alright, I'll charge the green one.
Okay. Greenish hued, but yes.
Green
I'd hate
hued.
for it to be a plague wolf.
Thankfully, those are almost non-existent.
Almost.
Okay, and it's your weapon skill plus 10%.
Not close.
Okay, whoever is typing,
Jacob.
stop it. Because that is very loud.
I'm pressed to speak. My typing shouldn't be audible.
Well, somebody's is. Any event. Okay, so you both missed, but you managed to engage the wolves, so they're not going to be able to completely surround one of your party members. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay. Hey, it worked this time.
Sort of. Okay, so
I've got a 49.
37.
A 49
More-
doesn't put me in front of.
it does, but I have to rearrange the order.
All right.
Morik, what'd you get?
27.
There's a dwarf. All right. And then let me roll for the wolves.
Fail, you miserable bastard. Go slower
Hopefully
than
you
the-
guys do, and feel free to shout out like various battle cries and do goofy shit.
Yeah.
There are ways through RPing to get a monster's attention or to do other things if you are tending to be a tank-like figure or are trying to run for your fucking life or whatnot. All right, so the wolves. Ooh, they're fast this time. All right, so I will now rearrange the order.
Ooh, they are fast.
All right, Vivandril, you're first. And you do still have your... Oops, I just deleted the turn order. Oh, no, there it is. All right, Vivandril, you...
Foul, that's your keyboard.
Foul, it is your keyboard.
Oh.
Stop typing.
Sorry, Jack.
You're
that was
banned.
you.
You're banned from typing now, until the RP is over. Vivandril, you're up first, and you do still have your Great Axe out because that's what you ended with.
Yes. Does turning count as a move as an action?
It counts as moving.
Come on, Foul.
Yes, sigh loudly into your microphone, please.
Hey, at least it doesn't capture my typing anymore.
Eh. Vivandril, what are you gonna do?
Turn to face the. I'm gonna have to zoom in so I can actually scroll the thing. Tone orders in front of me. Whoever's facing the wolf, sort of
You
off to
can
my left.
move the turn order.
Yeah, you can move it around.
Oh, nice.
The
Turn to face the wolf and then run at it, I suppose. Can I charge it? Or get into combat with it?
well, let's see. If we measure the distance, it is 12 feet away. So yes, you can.
Yay.
Okay, so charge, and you get plus 20% weapon skill because you're charging for plus 10, and you've got one ally helping you, so you get plus 10 for surround.
Okay. How does this work, stances wise? Or is it just a charge?
It's just a charge, which is a full
Okay.
action.
So rolling for weapon skill?
Yep.
Does this work, or is it another D100?
No, you're gonna have to D100 it. None of the main profile stats work, and they're I have received confirmation they're working on it.
Miss?
So it's your weapon skill plus 20%.
Oh, weapon skill plus 20%. My weapon skill is... It's not 35, but it's something funny to it.
Your weapon skill is a 40.
Yeah, that's... Thank you.
So you hit.
Yay.
All right. So because you have a great weapon, you instead roll 2d10, so one at a time, and you take the highest number for damage.
Probably gonna be that.
Okay, roll again.
Yeah, so
right.
that's 8 plus 3.
Okay, 8 plus 3, that's 11 damage. And against wolves, you don't have to worry about where you hit them. That's really for, like, man-sized enemies. Or things that wear armor, I'll put it that way.
Man-shaped enemies, yes.
Yeah. So, the elf comes bounding forward next to Meriton and swings her great axe into the wolf. And does a pretty good number to it. So her great axe crunches into it, and it yips extremely loudly, and then starts growling ferociously. But it's bleeding pretty profusely out of its wounded side. Meriton, you're up next.
Meriton will sheathe his sword and shout out, "Ulrich, bless my fist," and I will punch the wolf.
Sorry, what?
Okay.
I want to be sure I'm understanding this correctly.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I think he's...
Are you going to sheathe your sword, which is a half action?
Oh, he's going for the Ulrich and kill the wolf. with his
Oh,
bare
I
hands.
see. Clever bastard.
I did
Fine.
most of the work, and you've decided not to do anything else.
Yeah.
Drop your sword. Don't sheath it, because you save time. Fine. Punch the wolf in the face. God help you if you fail, because I will punish you so hard it's not even funny.
I will do. I will as well. Believe me.
All right,
You better
I will
kill it.
Drop my sword and aim at the wolf.
Okay, plus 20%.
If he
You might as well fucking all-out attack it.
Ugh.
Okay, so you do hit it, but because you are unarmed, you are at a really nasty negative modifier for your damage, so you need to roll high.
That's not it.
You.
I would suggest you fortune point, if you
Yeah,
have
better.
any left.
You bloody better. Much better.
A
7
7?
damage.
7. What's your strength?
3 plus strike mighty blow for 4.
Okay, so that's 11. Okay, so you throw down your sword and approach, and the elf gives you the most bewildered look you have ever received from any creature that exists. And she's probably swearing profusely in a very, very lilting, beautiful language. You approach the wolf, which is wounded and bleeding out of its side, and as it snarls and jumps towards you, a little bit wounded, so it's not quite as fast as it should be, you manage to reach up, grab its head, slam it back into the ground, and using your knee, you press forward and snap its neck.
Does this count though?
I'll think about it. Technically, I'm not Ulrich. Research will need to be done. But you have killed a wolf, yes.
With your bare hands. Well, technically with your bare hands.
And my fucking axe, yes.
Yes, I will replace his token in a moment.
Yeah.
Speaking of the wolves, it's now the wolf's turn. The one fighting you, Mikhail, is going to leap forward and try and tear out your throat.
Okay.
He hits you. And you can't do anything. You can attempt to parry him.
Yep.
Though he doesn't have anything crazy special.
Success.
Yeah, okay, so he comes snapping at you, and you manage to turn aside his head with your dagger, which shaves a little fur off him, but not too bad. The other wolf is going to charge Mikhail's rear. The dwarf, you will get to swing at him as he comes loping by.
Want to do that now?
Yes. Because if you do enough damage to him, you may distract
Hit.
him. Alright, you hit, roll damage. Ooh, nice.
That's
Yeah,
a 10,
10.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So, like, do you know how to get rid of these, like, the icons that appear on my screen and have everyone in the lobby?
Yes. Go to the gear, and then scroll down to where it says player avatar size. Oh wait, yeah, actually it says names only. No, I don't. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Got
I
it.
just wait. Did you have the full pictures?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Everyone should do that. Actually, that'll probably help. If you click on the gear and scroll all the way down, you'll see player avatar size. Change it to names only.
So much
because
better.
Aztec came in and, like, another one popped up and it screwed up my screen.
Fair enough. Okay, so the wolf does take considerable damage, but continues plowing towards Foul with his charged attack,
Look out!
and he hits you. You've already parried once this turn, so until your next round, you may not parry again.
Okay.
So he's going to sink his fangs into your back and do 5 damage. Good job,
Okay.
wolf. So you take 5 damage, minus, of course, your toughness.
3, so I take 2.
Yep. And be sure that you click on your guy and go to the circle and hit -2.
Done.
Because those bars help me keep track of how bad you guys are doing. Alright, it is now your turn, Mikhail. You are surrounded by wolves.
Can our viewers speak, by the way?
What? Yeah, that's fine, I don't care.
Well, since I'm in parry stance, I'm going to aim with my hammer at the one I already hit.
Okay, that will cancel out your negative surround bonus, so you're
Okay.
rolling normally.
I successfully hit.
Nice! Which you're rolling for the one in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, roll damage.
6.
Okay. You lash forward, and using your dagger to turn aside its flashing fangs once again, you smack your hammer into its skull, and it reels back a bit, but it's still looking pretty good. Alright, Morik, you're up.
I go after the little bastard that ran by me.
Alright, move up and swing with your Xer. Quit typing, you bastard. Say it out loud.
I hit.
I see you all typing fluff stuff. Alright, you hit him, so roll damage.
Who's typing fluff stuff?
Me.
Yes, foul. And the dwarf. Say it out loud.
7
You're big
damage.
boys. 7 damage. Okay, you walk up behind it as it's busy trying to sink its fangs into Mikhail, and he's desperately trying to defend himself. And you slam your axe into its back, and it lets out a horrendous yip and turns to face you growling. And it's limping pretty bad, but it's still alive.
Haha, come at me.
Damn it, I hate that it pings when I'm trying to just move
What?
stuff around.
It's like, trust the dwarf to come to my aid.
Alright, Vivandril, it's your turn again. And that wolf is dead now.
Yes. It somehow. I'm still shocked.
That
by
was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I'm still shocked by that. I will turn to face... Sorry, wrong voice. I will turn to face the wolf being jumped on by the dwarf, and can I charge that?
Yes.
I will do so.
You may... Okay, so a charge essentially is, if it's within your movement, which you should always measure yourself, because I'm not your babysitter, so long as you have at least a 12-foot straight line. So, like, let's say... what's the button you hit to pivot?
You just select the thing, and then it's the little...
Circle.
User
Circle at the
disconnected
back.
from your channel.
Whatever.
Like so.
So if you were to go, like, 6 feet... or like 5 feet over here, so you could get past him, and then you could draw a line to the wolf that's a straight line that's uninterrupted. So long as it's at least 12 feet, it's a charge, or can be a charge. And there, I put a wolf corpse, so I will remind myself to deal with that in a minute. That's just for you, Merton.
Yay!
I just realized something. So I screwed up on my character sheet, and oh wait, never mind.
I don't care. Save it for after the session.
Yeah. It was about the
how
heal
are we-
rolls last time.
Thank you. How are we doing this sort of waypoint trick?
Who has done the waypoint thing?
So you
Everyone.
click on your character, right? You go to move it, press space.
Oh, right. You move your actual character and
Yeah,
press.
and then once you reach the first place, you do it. You hit space. Yeah. But you have to not let go of your character the whole time.
So select your character, hit space, drag, hit space again, drag, hit space again, then release.
So select character.
Okay,
Right?
then
You
hit
can't be
space.
holding any other keys though.
So if you're on push to talk, you're not going to be able to talk. So select your character, hit space. There you
Yeah,
go.
like that.
Like so.
Yep. Awesome.
And...
Roll a hit.
Okay.
And you get plus 20%, plus 10 for charging and plus 10 for surround, thanks to Morik.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so the elf comes in swinging, but the wolf manages to sidestep it.
I believe I still have a fate point left. Fortune point
Fortune
left.
point. If you want to use it.
Yeah, I'll reroll that.
Okay.
Thanks.
So you're out of fortune points for the day.
Yeah.
Merton, your turn. You can skin the wolf afterwards. Go finish the fight.
I want that one's fangs this time.
I can't draw a weapon and help.
Well, you have to pick it up, but yes.
Using the whip counts as firing into melee, correct? Or ranged?
That's correct. It is technically a ranged weapon. Don't ask me why.
I'm going to charge the wolf.
Okay. Does that mean
Hey,
you're
you
not
have-
picking up your sword?
So, do you have your sword? If you try that again.
I mean, technically you could shield bash it, but...
Yeah.
Do I take the minus 20 because it's offhand?
Yes, and shields are also terrible in damage. It's probably better to punch the wolf, honestly.
All right, let's go wolf punching.
Oh lord.
You're doing Ulrich proud.
Okay, go.
Ulrich.
See, last
Plus
night,
30%.
The night before, he asked me how the whole skinning wolf thing worked. I didn't expect it to come up this early.
Roll damage.
4 damage.
You run up, and as the wolf is busy dodging the elf's great axe, you come in and plant a very firm kick in its side, and after all of you hear the ribs snapping, and with a gush of blood coming out of its mouth, it lays still.
I get the fangs from the first one.
Meanwhile, Mikhail is still horrendously under assault. It hits you.
Okay.
You may parry. Or try.
Speak, don't type.
Success.
Okay.
So I get to go now?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, no. Wait. That's, I meant to aim. But...
I will allow it this
That-
once.
Actually, no, wait, never mind. I did have the aim click, so never mind. So miss.
Oh, okay. Alright, Morik, you're up.
I'm going to charge that wolf.
There's a tree in the way.
Oh, that's true.
Just run up and hit it.
I will run up and hit it.
Okay, move and attack. Cool beans. You hit. Roll damage. Hmm.
5.
Okay, you run forward and you slam your axe, but it's only a glancing blow to its shoulder, and it's still looking pretty good. Alright, Vivandrel.
Thank you. Can I get in on the thing, on the back of the thing? Wolf in the way.
No, you can move around him.
That won't be a charge though.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
So we'll just sort of mosey on over here.
Okay, plus 20% due to surround.
Yeah. Hit him.
Okay, roll 2d10.
We'll take the 3.
Yeah. So another axe comes slamming into this wolf, but he's apparently made out of iron or something because he takes it without too much complaint.
I swear, Manling, if you punch this one, I will kick you.
Meriton, you're up.
Punch it and you're next.
Martin will raise his fist, praise Ulrich, and punch the wolf.
Plus 20.
There's got to be some kind of retribution for this.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming.
I'm sure it is.
The wolf, seemingly enraged by invoking a god that it probably has some form of relationship, lashes out at Meriton. And hits him.
Merton will parry.
Oh, will you now? Funny, that requires a hand weapon and a shield.
Aw, darn.
You deserve this.
Meriton, you take 8 damage to your chest. Be sure to subtract your toughness bonus and your armor from that. And all you do is you click on your character, hover over the red circle, click it, and hit minus whatever. Do not type 10 minus whatever, or whatever. Just type minus blank.
Alright.
Mikhail, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm at plus 30 to hit because I'm aiming
No,
at...
plus... Oh, yes,
20.
because you're aiming, yes.
Oh, right.
I hit.
Okay, roll damage.
It's almost as if you didn't need the bonus.
It's not...
Alright, as the wolf is mauling the shit out of Martin's unarmored... or, non-sword wielding arm that he thought he could parry with. Probably just a reaction he's used to having. You slam your hammer into its neck, and there's a sickening crack, and its jaw goes loose, and it slumps to the ground.
It appears this is not the day I meet more.
And the wolves have been dealt with.
And I'm going to do heal checks on literally everyone.
Okay.
I
Well,
took-
Vivandrel's fine.
I took-
Vivandrel's still looking like she walked out of a freaking salon.
Yeah, well,
Much to the annoyance of the rest of the party.
well, the dwarf is still wounded, so I can check him again.
You may check everyone.
Yep.
Then
So-
I think I should keep the sword.
If
next time.
if they will allow you to. They can obviously refuse a heal check.
Will you allow me to check your wounds?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
first the dwarf, because the dwarf came to my aid first.
Okay. Very good. I can't talk. Nicely done. So, a successful heal check. Roll. Let's see here.
D10.
Yes. Dwarf, you are healed. He does a miraculous job of patching up your wounds. Arguably, as good of a job as probably a priestess of Valia could have. It's disturbingly good how good he is at patching up the living.
Now for the bounty hunter, Merton.
Okay. Nicely done. Roll a d10.
Yeah, no.
Merton, he manages to sort of pack up your wounds, but it doesn't seem like he's trying very hard. But you do heal one wound.
Myself?
So you do +1, obviously.
Nope.
And no. One imagines it's hard to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Merton, let's do this. 3 wolves. 3 outdoor survival checks. If you succeed one of them, you get a nice intact wolf pelt.
Alright.
If you fail, you have butchered it too badly, you get nothing.
But he only killed 2 with his bare hands, so only 2 could count for Orcan purposes.
Yes.
Fair enough, but because you had help, that's why I'm forcing you to do this. If you had done it by yourself, I would let you just have it. Deal? Okay, failed the first one.
Success.
And a 2. Okay, you have successfully acquired a nice, very, very nice wolf pelt. It's very intact.
I walk over to Merton's shoulder and pat him and say Ulrich would be proud.
Yes.
May I take the fangs of the wolves?
Yeah, you can rip those out, that's fine.
Thank you. Man thing. Do that again, and the next foe you shall face will surely be me.
No, I won't need to do that again. I've already got my pelt.
Vivandrel, add 2 fangs.
How much are these weighing?
0.
Thank you.
Okay. So, you have listened to the priest, you've listened to the Morite who took you to the south, and you were ambushed by giant wolves. So where will you go now? You still haven't found what you're looking for.
I say we go south again.